We are here. It has been an eventful day. Of course, before I get started, I gotta say shout out to the creator, Yahweh, Iye, Ashe, Iye. If you don't know what that means, that is the Hebrew translation for I am that I am, right? Shout out to it for giving me breath to be here during this night. Right now, it is nighttime. And if you are listening, I appreciate you. Thank you to all the people who have continued to tap in, who have continued to comment, who have continued to share, like the content that I have been putting out for years now, right? It has been a huge transition for me. If you know me, I was I was hooper or nothing, I think a lot of us grew up either playing sports, playing video games, hanging out with our families, right? But now I am an advocate for food growth, right? So appreciate the viewers that are in here on this late night. Saucy Sophistication, thank you. Thank you for joining in. Mundon 23 Don. Y'all see that right? Mun 23 Don. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And we're just going to take a couple minutes, right, to talk about a few things that relate to the last two episodes that have been put out that have to do with reading ingredients and understanding what we are intaking as human beings, right? So, first things first, before we actually get into this discussion, right? We're going to talk about something that's very important, and I'm going to type this in for you right here live. So if you're listening to the podcast and you are not watching it live, I want you to know that you can go on my Instagram. It's NOCAP YOG. To spell that out, NOCAP YOG. You can also go on my Twitch, NoCap YOG, or you can go on YouTube and find this live stream under Mirrorless Media Group. That is where these live streams are held, right? And what we're going to do is, for the people that are watching live, you are actually watching the web browser of me type this in. So you know that I'm not making this up. I am not capping. All right. This is the No Cap podcast. I am not capping. So let's get into the meat. Okay. So America, as we know, thrives off of pharmaceutical companies, right? And a lot of people have been tricked to think that there is healing in these pharmaceutical companies, when in reality, the only thing that is in these pharmaceutical companies is masking, right? And you might have a question and you're going to say, no cap. Well, what do you mean by that? This is what I mean by that. When you take a pharmaceutical drug, right? Let's use ibuprofen, for example. Let's say you're using it for pain relief or whatever you might be using that for, right? Is the ibuprofen actually healing you? Let you think about it. No, it's not healing you, right? So it's important that we learn the reasons why. Saucy Sophistication is commented on Instagram. Thank you so much. Much love. I'm going to respond back really quick. Thank you. I appreciate you. I know you're also on your health journey as well. When we talked and we met for the first time, I hope that, sorry, I hope that everything is still going well with your journey. And I appreciate you tapping in. So let's actually read what these pharmaceutical companies you know what they're around for. Okay, so let's just start with digging up the root of a pharmaceutical, right? What is a pharmaceutical? So, pharmaceutical is used as an adjective or a noun, right? And you guys can see this here. Pharmaceutical, relating to medicinal drugs or their preparation, use, or sale, right? That's an adjective. It can also be used as a noun. A compound manufactured for use as a medicinal drug, right? So let's look at its origin. Mid 17th century via Latin from Greek pharmaceuticos, looks like it is what it says, druggist, right? Let's look at a little more of its origin. Pharmaceutical etymology. Let's see if we can find some more information on what this word actually means. Okay, so right now I'm going to, we are on www.etymonline, right? And this is a website that you can use to find the etymology of words. Okay, I'm going to highlight this right here because this is very important. Okay, I'm going to read this. This is from Pharmakeus, a preparer of drugs, a poisoner, a sorcerer. From Pharmacon, a drug, poison, filter, charm, spell, enchantment. Beekes writes that the original meaning cannot be clearly established, and the word is clearly pre-Greek. The PH was restored 16C in French, 17C in English. Okay, so it's very important that we look at what's being told to us here, that a of what a well, on what a pharmaceutical is. First off, before we get into this, I just want to say thank you to our new joiners on Instagram Live right now. Michael Slater, thank you so much. Ant-Man97, thank you so much. Liv Murillo, thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you actually are my biggest fan, that is much love, right? But let's get back into it. So, the etymology of the word pharmacy has a lot of definitions in it. One of the definition clearly says that the root word of pharmacy is related to poison and sorcery. Okay? I want to ask all my listeners a question, whether if you're on live right now, if you're on live, feel free to answer. Ant-Man97. We're gonna take a quick. We got a comment from Ant-Man97. Invite me on so we can get a good discussion. Please hit me in the DM. We can schedule a great discussion. I would love to do that. All right. So we're gonna look at what this word pharmaceutical means. How do you guys expect to get healing from a object that does not have any roots in healing? That is the question I have for you. How do you expect to get healing from a pharmaceutical or the pharmacy when the root and fruit of this object has no line or evidence of actual healing, right? And it's not rocket science, because we can see that with the pharmaceutical companies that we have in America, they aren't healing, they are treating illnesses. And let's just use logic here for a second. Why would you treat an illness, right? Let's look up the definition for treat. This is a little sidebar. Treat definition. Like I said, you guys are watching all of this live, so you don't have to say, oh, he's making these things up, he's lying, this is not what it means. No, you guys are watching all of this live, right? Treat, to behave towards or deal with in a certain way. 2, it's a verb, to give medical care and attention to try to heal or cure, right? So, based on these definitions, we can definitely say that treatment is more accurately used in pharmacy to behave toward or deal with in a certain way. Yes, it will give medical care and attention, but it's definitely not healing and it's definitely not curing, because we know this by what the pharmaceutical whoa tongue twister. We know this because of what the pharmaceutical companies are actually putting out, right? We got another comment from IT Jefferson. IT Jameson on the live. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom, brother. Much peace and love to you. Thank you for commenting and coming. We got another comment from Ant-Man. As a person who's working, I'm reading this live. As a person who is working in medicine, you are 100% correct. We treat illnesses, and a very small meds actually cure people. Shout out to Ant-Man. Shout out to you, Ant-Man. We're gonna have a lovely discussion. I know we're gonna have a great discussion. It's gonna be great coming back and chopping it up and just rekindling our brothership that we had at a young age. But yes, no, we're on the same page here, me and you. Feel free to keep commenting. I love the comments. I love the interaction. Right. Very small medicines actually cure people. Now, get me here. I am not saying that there is no medicine in the world that can cure people. I definitely think there are people in the medical field who do not want to be a part of the big pharma stereotype, is that, big pharma is really out here trying to kill people, right? They're same thing with, like, for example, police officers. Me personally, I know that the police system stems from slave catchers, right? But I understand that there are people in that faction who do want to do the right thing. You know what I mean? But it's the same thing with medicine, right? But what we have to do as people, right, before we label ourselves anything, we are humans first, right? We are spirits who dwell in a physical body before anything else, before we label anything else, right? We have to understand what was given to us to heal us. Medicine is not that, right? And we know this because of the roots, right? So again, how can we expect to take medicine that is treating the illness, that is casting a spell against your body and against your soul? How can pharmacies heal you when they are using sorcery instead of healing? I want you guys to think about that, and I want you guys to sleep on that and think about that the next time you think about taking an ibuprofen, right? The next time you think about taking that Advil, right? The next time you think about taking that Vicodin, right? Whatever you're taking that these big pharma companies are pushing to you. And also remember that the United States is investing in depopulation. All right. It's a real thing that's going on. You can go and search it online. You can listen to the elites say it out of their very mouths. They're not hiding it. Okay. So now that we know the background about pharmaceuticals, right, let's really tie this together. So what I want to do is read a label. I want to read a Cheeto label, right? One reason why is because Cheetos were once very near and dear to my heart, okay? And for two, I see a lot of people still eating this crap. All right. So what we're going to do here is we are going to take Cheetos right here and we're going to read these ingredients. And I want you guys to tell me how many of these ingredients you know. All right. So let's read them. Flamin' Hot Cheetos, crunchy. Ingredients: enriched cornmeal, that's cornmeal, ferrous sulfate, niacin, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, and folic acid. Vegetable oil includes corn, canola, and or sunflower oil. Maltodextrin, salt, sugar, monosodium glutamate, yeast extract, citric acid, artificial color, including red 40 lake, yellow 6 lake, yellow 6, yellow 5, sunflower oil, cheddar cheese, including milk, cheese culture, salt, enzymes, onion powder, whey protein concentrate, garlic powder, natural flavor, buttermilk, sodium diacetate, disodium isoniate, disodium guanylate. Wow, there's a lot of odium onolates. You feel me? So let's look at this and let's break a few of these down. We're not gonna break all of them down because we don't have the time in this one, but we will break a lot of these down. So first off, if you're watching this live or if you're watching this video, you can see the ingredients right here, right? How much food do you actually see in these ingredients? Let's keep it a buck. Okay, let's do the numbers. Let's do the numbers. All right. We have enriched cornmeal. We have one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. We have 34 ingredients in this hot Cheeto mix, okay? Let's take a look and let's see how much food we have in this hot Cheeto mix. So out of 34, okay, we'll say cornmeal is 1, corn and canola and sunflower oil 2, 3 for salt, 4 for sugar. We'll throw yeast extract in there and citric acid, that's 7. 8 for sunflower oil. Well, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're giving some of these ingredients the benefit of the doubt, but let's just say we have around roughly 14 out of 34 ingredients, right? Let's check the percentage on how much of that is actual food. So if I take 14 and divide it by 34, that is literally 0.412%. You guys can see this live right here. 0.412% food. And honestly, that's being modest. There's a lot of those I wouldn't even include, but let's just play it on the modest side. Less than half of the ingredients aren't even real food, bruh. I can't make this up. This is trash. Complete garbage. Let hold on, man. This is ridiculous. Okay. Less than half of the ingredients in your flaming hot Cheetos, they're not even real food. It's artificial and it's also lab created, right? How do you expect to be at your fullest capability while eating something that less than half of it might classify as food? So you got 0.412, and let's subtract that from zero point 0.1, right? Let's see, let's do the math here. You have 30% of your ingredients, at least 30 to 40% of your ingredients. We say we got 0.412, so it's rounded as 0.41. You really only have you 60 around 60% of your ingredients are not food. You're giving your body more toxins than you're giving it nutrition. And also that 0.41, 0.42% that we're classifying maybe as food is definitely not nutritious at all. I mean, look at this buttermilk. We don't know where that buttermilk came from. It could be, who knows where that buttermilk came from. The canola oil and the sunflower oil, do you think they're using high quality oils for this? No, this is something that is mass produced, that is also a devised plan to dumb down your physical, mental, and spiritual health. Okay, so let's wrap this up and let's tie all this together. You have an American society who is telling you that they're funding depopulation, right? But they're not really telling you how. But if you look all over, they are advertising something like hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos is just one thing. There's thousands of food that we can sit and break down, and we will. Um, the pair this, right? You've been eating hot Cheetos for 15 years. Your stomach's been going crazy. Your skin has been breaking out. Acne is ridiculous. Um, you can't sleep. You're stressed out. You're not feeling your best. You're unenergized. You don't wake up happy. All of these things. And then on top of that, let's say you're depressed. And now let's mix all of these things with pharmaceutical drugs to try and treat these things. So now you're mixing spells and poisons with toxins, and you expect to not have cancer by the time you're 35? I mean, it's honestly, to just be blunt about it, it's pretty stupid to think that you will be healthy this way. But this is what we're being pushed. So, hey, I'm going to wrap this up by saying this is a sequel to the importance of reading labels. There are going to be a lot more sequences like this so we can break down the different types of foods. If you have a food that you want me to break down, leave it in the comments so we can get an episode and focus on that food, just like we did here with the Cheetos. But remember, these companies are not looking for your best interest, and all of this goes into the big picture of, if we as people, I don't care what color you are, I don't care what background you come from, if you are serious about taking control of your health, if you are serious about healing your body, you have to be willing to make the sacrifices to say no to the things that you have been conditioned to eating and that you have been forced to eat. I won't say forced, but marketed towards. Because I mean, look at this Cheetos bag. They probably spend more money on Cheetos advertising than they do on what they put in the food. I mean, we are okay. So, if you guys don't know my background, right, I'm a journalism and media production major, meaning I have knowledge and skills on media, right? Look at the Cheetos bag. They are using, like, look at this bag. They're using blue and orange together and red. All of these colors are very exciting to the eye and they're very attention grabbing, right? This is a devised plan. You don't really see that with many fruits and vegetables. If you look at fruits and vegetables, a lot of them come in greens, purples, and blue packaging. Some of them might have a little red thrown in there, but look at this. This whole bag is red, bruh. This is a devised plan, okay? So, like I said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode. If you are live, I appreciate you tuning in to the live. Let's keep learning and get inspired. Like I said in the last show, in order to take control of our health, we have to eliminate ourselves as a producer of big pharma. Right now, most of us in America are funding our own death by supporting the brands that are literally trying to kill us so that way they'll have access to the earth. But we all know that won't work. It will only work if we allow it to work. There are more people than there are people in charge, right? So, with that being said, we're going to end this live. Much love to all you guys. Thank you for joining. Leave a comment if you thought this information was useful. I hope I was able to shed some light on what pharmaceutical means. I hope I was able to shed some light on, wow, I didn't see all these comments. I'm so sorry. I just now scrolled. Thank you guys. Saucy Sophistication, GMO, sunflower oil, GMO. Wow, look at this. Red 40, carmine, a bright red dye that is made from bugs, also known as cochino, carcinogenic benzoline. Okay. That is huge, Saucy. Hand clap for you. I hope you're still in here, right? Because there are only certain bugs that can be eaten. Most bugs are not supposed to be eaten. And even if you go back to the oldest books in ancient times where people didn't have computers, and if you look in the scripture, the Most High gave us clean and unclean things to eat, and there are many unclean bugs. Also, it says that it's a carcinogenic, right? That is not something that anyone should be taking, right? Mel, I'm gonna try to pronounce this. Melendez takeover. Oh, Mondelez. I'm gonna have to research that. I'm not sure what that is. Comorbid snack attack, right? King of Judah. Thank you for joining. He also left a comment saying that is 100, right? Saucy Sophistication with another comment saying replenish your body, grow a garden, right? And that is one of the biggest messages that I'm trying to inspire the youth, and not even just the youth. I was talking to a man today and he's over 80 years old, and he's like, I'm realizing I don't have a choice but to grow my own food. And I'm proud because, it's taken us some time, but we are learning as people that we do have to change our priority. We can't be effective as people if we're in hospital beds. We never needed hospital beds. We were given plants that are green and fruit that bear seeds to heal us, right? How else can man be healed? We got another joiner. Thank you, Mr. Betts, for joining. How else can man be healed, right? Think about this. We're made from dirt, and we were given dirt to heal our bodies. Well, doesn't it make sense? It just makes so much sense. Another comment from Saucy. His story is incredible, but independently a takeover. The company that makes Cheetos, Mondelez. Oh, okay, very cool. Maybe we'll actually make another sequel to this talking about the Mondelez story. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I didn't get to these comments earlier. They didn't scroll. I didn't know I had to manually scroll. So, but yes, you guys, this was a great discussion. I'm sorry I got on so late. If you guys are in this industry of media, you understand technical difficulties. This is my second show today as well. So I appreciate you guys for the patience. And like I said, what I want you to stick with, read the definition and etymology of a pharmaceutical. There is no healing in the definition. Read the definition and the labels and put them together, and you will see that this country who is in charge of the food, and I'm calling out the Food and Drug Administration. I am not scared of you guys. I'm calling out the government. I am not afraid of you guys. The FDA is a part of allowing all of these things to be inside the food. What does FDA stand for? Food and Drug Administration. All right. So we got to remember that in order to heal ourselves, we got to get it out the dirt, y'all. This has been No Cap Yoga on a No Cap podcast. Much love to y'all. Don't be scared of change. Don't be scared to grow your own food. Let's put priorities in the proper place and remember to be strong and be courageous, and we can change our generation. It's not about how many people we have, it's about the quality of people that we have and the heart that we have to survive, right? And together we can come together and make the world a better place. I love you, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.